as fighters for liberty, we are often inundated with all the negative things going on in America, right? We're constantly seeing ourselves in the overburdening budget, the endless wars, fighting campaign finance laws. We're like the people cleaning the bottom of a beautiful, great cathedral, with our heads down, just scraping the muck and the mire off of it. And sometimes we can forget to look up and say, oh yeah, this is why I'm cleaning this cathedral, because it's so beautiful, and I want to maintain that beauty. So I have an exercise, since I'm also, I think, in this muck and mire, I have an exercise that I do called Why I Love America. And I don't say something like, I love America because there are freedoms, or I can pursue my happiness. I fill in the details. What does that mean? What does freedom mean to me, specifically? So I'd like to tell you a story, a common everyday story that we all go through, but sometimes we might miss while we're fighting the good fight, as they say. A couple of Toastmasters meetings ago, I was on my way to the meeting, and my car was overheating really quickly. So, something wrong with my car. Well, after the meeting, I decided I need to go to auto mechanic right away. So I pull out my Sprint Samsung Android, which is a competitor to the massive iPhone Apple, the multi-billion-dollar industry. But I have a competitor. It's cheaper and I like it, and I have my choice. So I pull out my Android phone, I type in auto mechanic, and boom! There's 12 auto mechanics within 10 miles of my location. How awesome is that? 10 or 12 of these. I like Firestone, so I decide, I push the little button, boom, Firestone, and I have my own personal navigator. I call her Cheryl, and she's talking to me, and she directs me on how to get there, how to get to the Firestone. So I get to the Firestone 8 minutes later, and I'm talking to an auto mechanic, right like that. Now, it's Firestone Saturday at 1 o'clock by this point. It's pretty busy. So I can go to a competitor, or I can stay and wait. I like Firestone, so I decided to stay and wait with Firestone. But boy, was I hungry at this point. I hadn't eaten all day. So I look across the street from Firestone, and bam, right there, 3 restaurants, right there. I can just walk there. I don't have to go 40 minutes away or whatever. I have my choice of 3 separate restaurants. I was like, this is great. This is why I love America. So I can go to Red Robin or Papa John or Taco Bell, and that's only if I want to walk 10 seconds. If I want to walk another minute or 2 up the road, there's another 5 or 6 on both sides of the road. So that's great. This is why I love them. I was feeling extra American, so I went to get a burger at Red Robin. Now I get in there, I sit down, I get my iPod, another product, a competitive product I like, so I can drown out some of the external sounds while I'm reading my book and eating my burger. Now I look up, and I'm like, whoa, this is really why I love America. I look up, and there are tons of different, beautiful women all over the place. And I'm a single guy. So I'm like, this is great. I love being single in America. How awesome is this? I look around, and there's women like this, the stylish woman, right? There's the smart, classy woman. She's smart because she has glasses and she's holding her hair, so she's obviously smart. And there's the business professional, right? On our business lunch. So I was like, there's so much personal freedom. This is amazing. But then I started getting this sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, and it wasn't the burger. And I was saying, man, what if I was single in like the Middle East? What would be my choices if I went to a restaurant in the Middle East? What would I be able to see? And then I did extensive research, and this is it. That's it. Then I said, oh my God, I am so happy to be single in America. I'm thinking to myself, this is, like, I want to tell her, lady, this is terrible marketing, right? This is just not good. Come on, present yourself a little bit better. Obviously, she's oppressed, and that's not good. But here we have freedoms. Women can wear what they want. They can act the way they want. They can choose the man they want to be with. I can choose the girl I want to be with. There's no one telling me who I have to be with or how I have to pursue my happiness. That's how I fill in the blank for why I pursue. That's how I fill in the concrete details for me. So after lunch, I go to the, I decide I want to get a cup of coffee. I want to go either to Starbucks or Einstein's or a local coffee shop, and I go to Einstein's and get a hot cup of coffee while I study a great American industry, the film industry. I continue my studies, and I was really happy. I get the phone call from Firestone, and boom, it's done. That's it. That's my story. There's nothing fancy about this story. You all have the same story, right? The whole point of the story is that we can, like I said at the beginning, we can often get tied up with all the fight that we're doing with talking to progressives or watching MSNBC and all these crazy things going on. And we're saying, oh man, are we ever going to get to the place that we want to be? Well, yes, when we're there, we still have a lot of things to be thankful for and a lot of things that are great. But we can forget why we're fighting for that beautiful cathedral that America is and can be, and why we should fight. And the purpose of this exercise is to gain fuel for ourselves as we fight and continue to improve campaign finance laws or spread the word of liberty. So the next time you're fighting a bad bill or you're driving down the street and you're saying, God, I hate these government roads and I have to go pay this tax and my business is being overregulated and you're so upset, remind yourself, hey, I'm here in my nice car, competitive to all the other cars. I have this great audiobooks that I'm listening to expand my knowledge. Whatever it is for you. For me, like when I say I want to fight for freedom of speech, I don't just say freedom of speech, I say Liberty Toastmasters. So I don't have a big generalization. I fill in the details. And I challenge you to fill in the details of why you love America. So now you know why I love America. So I want to ask you, why do you love America? Thank you.